Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Big Red Mining's channel, where copper is the new gold. Joining us, Director Rodney Stevens. Welcome back, as always, sir.
Thanks, Kyle. Always a pleasure.
Yes, lots to get into today because last time we spoke, you kind of just, gave us a good overview of Big Red and the properties that you have there. Today, I kind of want to focus more on kind of the cost structure behind this, some of the capital structure behind the shares outstanding, just to kind of a really, knowledge-packed video for those investors out there. So first and foremost, your primary property, the Dobie Lake copper property. Do you want to discuss some of the cost breakdown here into that exploration cycle and just anything that you think is prevalent?
Sure. Well, the cost breakdown is pretty straightforward on the property. I mean, usually when you drill a property, your all-in costs are US $200 per meter. So if you raise $1 million, that's usually gets you 5,000 meters. And if your average depth is starting with 100 meters, you can get 50 holes out of $1 million if you had that straight. But, another big cost when it comes to properties is your option agreement and how much you bought it for. So in our case, the option agreement is very light. So when we advance this property, most of the money goes into the ground to increase shareholder value, So, I mean, in terms of the option agreement, we have the right to own a 100% interest in the property, subject to a 2% NSR royalty, but then 1% of that royalty or half of it can be bought back for $1 million. So it'll be a really small residual 1% royalty ultimately. But then the payments staged over 4 years are very straightforward as well and fairly minimal. And the reason we're able to do this as well is because Jim, who is the vendor of the property, he's also on our board, and he's sort of overseeing the exploration program. So we can, in many ways, incentivize him as well, as we do all our employees. But the option payments that go to him is in the first year, there's only $80,000 in work required in the property and $5,000 cash and 50,000 shares. The second year is only $150,000 in work expenditures, 100,000 in shares. The third year is $250,000 in the ground and 100,000 in shares. And the fourth year is only 350,000 in the ground and 100,000 in shares. So, I mean, we're going to spend millions of dollars per year on this property. So, and most of it's going to go into the ground, and shareholders are going to get 100% interest with a small royalty. So the costs of this are very low. And also because it's in Ontario, we don't have to set up a mining camp. We don't, our exploration guys drive there from their homes. So it's not, we won't need helicopters to go in. So we're going to get probably a lot better than $200 per meter is what our budget is in any case. And, we raised, we have $1.5 million, and we've already started drilling, and drilling results are pending.
That's great to hear, man. Those insights are awesome. Let's just pivot a little bit here. I just want to talk a little bit about the shares. I mean, you guys got 19.1 million shares outstanding, plus 6 million warrants exercisable at 20 cents for 5 years. Do you want to touch a little bit on that share structure and kind of expand to the insider versus retail, kind of versus institutional ownership? I think those are always interesting insights as well.
Right. So the share structure is a very important thing when it comes to exploration plays, of course. And this is a brand new company, so it's been structured beautifully from inception. So of the 19 million shares, the initial shares were the founder shares and seed shares to actually start up the company and do the work commitments over the course of a year as a private company. And then ultimately to list as a public company. So there's only 19 million shares outstanding, and about 80% of that, or well, now it's lowered, about 60%, just over 60% is actually owned by management, which bought and paid for. So management has skin in the game. The largest shareholder, Jag Sandhu, is also the president. I think he put over a few $100,000 in setting this up. So he's got a lot of skin in the game and highly motivated to make this a home run to the extent that the resource allows it, or any resource allows it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. No, that's really awesome. Do you mind just finally, I know we touched on this last time as well, but into the best degree that you feel comfortable doing, any kind of guidance on just the time breakdown from what we're going to see by the end of this year and then probably into 2022?
Well, I mean, it's watch out for drill results in Q1. I mean, we're leading into Christmas now, so even the assay labs and everyone's going on holidays. No one's going to look at anything anyways. So Q1 of next year, look out for some drill results, which hopefully result in the market crediting the company for a copper discovery.
Great to hear. On that note, Rodney, I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kyle.
And on that, folks, let us know what you think in that comment section below, and we will catch you in the next one. So stay cool, stay awesome, and we'll see you there.